Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi, selamat sejahtera and a very good morning to everyone at the ICI 9 conference this morning. The title of my keynote is Fostering Learning in a Mobile World. What I like to do is not just talk about the use of mobile devices for learning, but more important is to place the context for it and the rationale for why we should be thinking, if not yet, to go into mobile learning. I'll share with you what we have been doing at the Open University Malaysia as well. How many of you can relate to this? There are two couples there, the young one and the older one. Are you the younger one or are you the older one? Okay. And SUITM, how many of you know what it stands for? I first saw this, I think about 10, 11 years ago, when my little one was leaving me, whenever I came late from work and she has to go to sleep, like by 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., and she would leave me notes, and she signed off with SUITM. For the first time, when I saw it the first time, I was thinking, what was it, The second time I saw it, then I said, okay, I have to ask her. I couldn't guess. It says, see you in the morning. Okay, I'm not sure where she got it from, whether it was her own invention or whether it was just the SMS language at that time. But the young people are communicating differently. I think you all will agree with that, yeah? And that's, when we come to this generation of people who are on campus today, those who were born in the 80s, these are the people who are on campus today, they were born in the 80s. At that time, Don Tapscott wrote his first series of the digital books, Born Digital. And that was true, because in the 80s, the microcomputers first proliferated. In the 90s, he came up with a second book, Growing Up Digital. So the generation born in the 80s grew up digital. In the 90s, they were in school, and today, they're in the universities. They're all grown up digital, and they're in the universities today. And these are the people who are our target learners, and they are the ones who are using all kinds of mobile devices. It doesn't matter whether it's an MP3 player, MP4 player, or the mobile phones, and mobile phones these days come with MP3 and MP4 capabilities. And it's not just phone, it's not just SMSs, it's listening, viewing files and so on, or even going into the internet, yeah? Okay, based on the MCMC figures and statistics, which we got from the website, and as we know, there are 26 million population in Malaysia. However, according to the report, we have 28.9 million mobile phone subscribers. So some people are having 2 or 3 accounts. So that's how many subscribers we have today. And the way I see it, there are 2 driving forces in today's world of mobile learning. Number one, the infrastructure. If previously the infrastructure was limited to direct connection, today we have wireless. Wireless, you go to KLIA, it's wireless. You go to this hotel, it's wireless. It's just that you have to pay for it. OUM, for example, in all our learning centers, it's wireless, hotspots everywhere for all students, doesn't matter where they are. And same thing with us at the university. We go into the meeting room, we go into the theater, we go into our office, it's all wireless. We don't need a physical connection. And so imagine we have the National Broadband Plan in Malaysia. I believe when I read this about 2-3 weekends ago, originally they were planning for 50% of Malaysians to be connected via broadband connections by, I think, 2010. Now they say they want to speed it up. They want to make it as widely available as the number of mobile connections or subscriptions. And because of the mobile devices becoming smaller, becoming more powerful, becoming more affordable, what we'll see happening is new e-learning. It may not be happening now. Now we have e-learning, but what we'll see is new e-learning. And this involves Web 2.0, social networks, and so on. Okay, I was describing about the students on campus today. They are the NetGen learners. If you look at the last column, they are between the NetGen, or the digital natives, were born in as early as 1981, and those who were born until 1999 can be called or can be referred to as the digital natives or the millennials, and they are basically 10 to 28 years old today. They're all on campus, yeah? Typical traditional universities have students who are between 19 and 24. So we are actually dealing with the NetGen learners, and for the next 9 years, we will still continue to have them coming into campus. They are the ones who are very familiar with the web, cell phones, internet messaging, MP3 or MP4 players, and very, very comfortable with the online communities. So I think yesterday, Tan Sri Danaraj mentioned about OERs, yeah? Open Education Resources. And he also mentioned things like blogs and wikis and Facebook, yeah, that's Web 2.0. And then there's social networking, basically the Facebook, the Twitter, and MySpace, yeah, and so on. So that's eventually I think we'll see a lot more of this happening. In the developed countries, these are already happening, and I think in Malaysia we're starting to see it. The use of all these tools or resources to support learning, and coupled with the portability and mobility of devices, we will see greater support for new e-learning, broadband, wireless, and portability, and eventually ubiquitous computing or ubiquitous learning. One website, there was one article on the website. It's a magazine published by fastcompany.com. What I found this to be interesting. The architects of Education 2.0 predict that traditional universities that cling to the string quartet model will find themselves on the wrong side of history, alongside newspaper chains and record stores. If universities can't find the will to innovate and adapt to changes in the world around them, universities will be irrelevant by 2020. And this is what David Wiley, a professor from Brigham Young University in the US and founder of the Open High School of Utah, stated. Okay, and again, this is from David Wiley's slide. I got it from SlideShare. He says the characteristics of e-learning today is basically digital and mobile, but isolated, generic, consumption, and closed. What we need to move to is from e-learning to e-learning 2.0 or new e-learning, and typically it should be digital, mobile, connected, personal, curating, where people are creating content, and then using open courseware or open materials. These are just a handful of examples of Web 2.0 tools. So you'll see there using, for photographs, uploading it could be into Flickr, using Blogger or WordPress or TypePad for blogs, yeah? Managing events online, using Eventful or Zvents. And then you have Ning. I've seen Ning being used a lot to support social learning. Coupled with traditional learning where they put in resources for you to download or to view, and a lot of the other things. Now this is another representation of what you can do. You can publish, you can share, you can discuss, you can microblog, you can livecast, have virtual worlds, and so on. So depending on how you look at it, there's plenty that we have online. This is, again, a small representation of the Web 2.0 and social networking tools available. And we've only started, I think, maybe familiar with 4 or 5 of them.